What's the best bow for beginners from a financial standpoint? Let's get to the point. As an archer, I know how much archers love flowcharts. I made this flowchart just for you guys. I'll put a PDF of this in the description. You don't want to watch the video? Check out the flowchart. It gives you all the answers. First question you're asking is, what is your goal? Before you can answer any of these questions, you need to know, why are you getting into archery? And I kind of split it up into two different parts. Are you going to go hunting, or are you going to do target shooting, recreational, competition? What's your goal? Let's go down the hunting route. If you're going hunting, each state has a specific requirement for minimum draw weight. Some of them don't, but for the most part, it's around 35, 40, 45 pounds. So check your state to make sure you get the correct minimum draw weight. Then from there, we go over to, are you comfortable with that draw weight? If the answer is yes, get that draw weight or whatever draw weight you're comfortable above that. If the answer is no, get a 20 to 30 pound bow that you can change out the limbs on. So you can shoot 25 pounds and then you can get 40 pound limbs or 35 pound limbs, and you can build up in draw weight. Another option, if you're not sure if you'd be comfortable with a 40 pound draw weight, you can get the 40 pound bow that you can change limbs out on. Try shooting it. If it's too heavy, you can get the 30 pound limbs after that, and then practice with 30, move up to 40. What if you're not sure if you're comfortable with the draw weight? Well, then you should find a friend or an archery shop that will let you draw back a bow and see what draw weight you'd be comfortable with. If you don't have a friend or archery shop, that's okay. I would suggest starting light. Go 20 or 30 pounds, follow that same process. Now let's say you're not hunting, you just want to shoot for fun, you want to target shoot, or maybe you want to do competition. Have you shot before? If the answer is yes, what draw weight are you comfortable with? If you're not shot before, or you're not sure what draw weight you're comfortable with, same route. Find a friend or a local archery shop that'll let you shoot a bow. Don't have that? That's okay. Start light, work your way up. I'd say between 15 and 30 pounds is a great starting point for anybody. It's way more fun to be able to draw the bow back easily than to be able to not get it all the way back and not have good form. So now that you know what draw weight you're gonna get, depending on what you're trying to do, whether it's hunting or target shooting, now what arrows should you get? To figure out what arrows I should get, I'm just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna go with long arrows, so they'll fit basically any bow, 32 inches. Unless you're really tall, like above 6'6", that's gonna work for you. So I'm gonna go to an arrow spine calculator. So I'm gonna go to ashbybowhunting.org, go to the Get Started page, arrow spine calculator. I'm gonna scroll down, and arrow length, 32 inches. Draw weight, I'm gonna do a 25 pound bow. Calculate. Most tip weights are gonna be right in here. Unless you're hunting, then you might be going heavier tip weight. So it looks like I need a 500 spine arrow. So now I'm gonna go to Amazon.com. You can also go to a local archery shop, something like that. Amazon has some really inexpensive arrows. Traditional archery arrows, 500 spine, 32 inches. Let's find some that are less expensive. Here we go. So what I'm looking for here is to make sure they have feathered fletchings, which mean they're gonna fold up. So I wanna make sure I don't get fletchings like this where they don't fold up. They're plastic. This is for a compound bow. For traditional bow, I want these to be able to fold up. So I'm making sure that's what this has. Gonna get 32 inch, 500 spine. The spine is just how much the arrow bends. When you match the spine to the draw weight of the bow, the arrow is going to fly straighter. So if you don't get the spine perfect, that's totally fine. Your arrow might fly just a little bit sideways, but you can still have a great time. And again, it goes back to what's your goal for archery. Let's answer the question, what is the best bow for beginners from a financial standpoint? The least expensive by far is going to be to build your own bow. I know that's not for everyone, but if you're looking for something very cheap, like less than 10, 20 bucks or like less than 100 bucks, you can build your own bow for cheap. You can build it out of a 2x4. You can use hickory staves. We sell hickory staves that are like $59, I think. And you can build a bow. Kramer's got a video on this, on how to do this in 30 minutes. How he did it in 30 minutes. How you can do it in a couple hours.
Well, Kaz also has a video, same video on how he would do it in 30 minutes.
I'm gonna do a retake of that. Building your own bow is by far gonna be the cheapest. We've got tons of videos on that on the Kramer Ammons channel on how to build your own bow. The next cheapest option is gonna be to get something like this off of Amazon. Depending on the time of year and stuff, they'll put these black hunter bows for super cheap. Like I've seen them as low as $60 before. but then they'll raise the price back up once they get some sales. But you can probably find it for $90, $100, 108, in that range. So this is a solid bow, and that's the next least expensive option. Another option on Amazon that I really like is the SAS Maverick. It's probably around $150, but it can fluctuate in price. If you're looking for a one-piece bow, really like this one. Now here's another option that's just a little bit more expensive. This is $179. This is the Inspected Black Hunter by Shatterproof Archery. So same bow as the one on Amazon. However, the issue with that bow is that the draw weight can be off, or there can be some flaws with the bow sometimes, some scratches or limb twist or something like that. So what we do is we check the draw weight and write the actual draw weight on the bow. Then we add in better string, add limb silencers, arrow rest, and so we just inspect it, and then you also have our customer service. If you're looking for more of a high-end fiberglass bow that's built in the USA, then the best option there is going to be the bare bones if you're willing to finish out your own bow. We take the majority of the front end of the work, so all you have to do is shape the limbs, tip overlays, and handle, and then you have a bow that shoots like a $1,000 bow, but only costs $200. If you're not 100% sure what bow you're gonna like, I would suggest check the customer service that you're gonna be working with. So check if they have a return policy. If you're not sure if you're gonna like a bow, you can buy a cheap one from Amazon, and if you don't like it, return it. Or you could buy our Inspected Black Hunter, try it out. If you don't like it, return it. But make sure you're working with someone that you wanna be working with. So recap, what's the best bow for beginners? Well, it really depends on you. Bows are like shoes. It could be different for different people. Least expensive would be building your own bow. Next least expensive, cheap bows off of Amazon most likely, or a local shop might have a cheap bow. After that, Inspected Bow by Shatterproof Archery, or building your own fiberglass bow. What's the best bow for you? I do not know.